Specifically, we'll be focusing on the timeline. A lot of our couples are always curious on, hey, what's the normal traditional order of events, or what's new, what's trending. So we have provided you guys a link on that email that should send you here to our timeline example. So right here, it's this one includes the ceremony. So if you did not hire us for the ceremony, you can start the timeline right at the cocktail hour. Have the guest arrival to the ceremony. So all these are all things that you can focus on when creating your timeline. This timeline was made exactly here in the Plan My Event section and the timeline. So you can drag and drop every event into here at the time, at the comments. So this is all here. And if you see here, the comments will fill out this right here. So in the comments, you can even repeat the song name if that's something you'd like to do. A lot of our planners like to see that. It would also help us reference as well. Most of you have already done it on the special songs section, but you can always repeat it here just to make sure that we see it. So our activities here, as we mentioned, we'll go from guest arrival. So for example, in this timeline, we put zeros here. So you'll go in here, add every event, and then you can add the times at the end and add the comments. So specific things you'd like us to know, or the song name if there's one that relates to that. So you can see this whole thing here. Normally here we'll put in the header, we'll put the first name of our bride and the first name of our groom. And then you can match this specific format here. And this is kind of what we recommend. We'll do setup, this will normally get there 2 to 3 hours prior to the service start time. Guests will start arriving. We normally have most of our couples will book us 30 minutes prior to the ceremony start time, because this is when guests start arriving. So we'll start playing music and provide some entertainment and really start setting the overall mood. Then the ceremony will start. You can list here the no times are necessary here. You can list the specific songs. You can list who will be coming in. So here we'll have the groom and the family, wedding party, bride entrance, and the recessional. Then the ceremony will end. You can add the ceremony end time. Then you can put most of the time. We will segue over to cocktail hour. You can put the specific time. Then from there, we will announce for guests to transition over to the reception area. This will take about 10 minutes. So we normally leave about a 10-minute gap here. Then we'll start right into your grand entrance. Grand entrance normally consists of having our wedding party enter. You'll normally put the song name under in the comments right there in the comments section. Song, wedding party entrance, bride and groom entrance. Then as we already have, we've already gotten all your guests' attention. The energy is at its peak. It's the perfect moment to segue into your first dance. As we have already gathered everybody's attention, there's no need to interrupt everybody again and have them all be a part of this beautiful moment right after your first dance. We can go into, a lot of the times we'll go straight into dinner. If you're looking to do some type of meal blessing or a welcome speech, you can also do this right before the dinner. Then we'll do about normally 30 minutes into dinner is when we'll remind the venue staff to kind of prep for the toast. So if they're going to be pouring any type of cider or champagne, this will be the time to remind them. Toast will normally be done about 45 minutes into dinner, so towards the tail end. Sometimes this doesn't always work due to the number of courses or, overall how many guests and how long it takes the staff to really serve all the guests. But we'll normally do toast about, like we said, 45 minutes into dinner. Then we segue into the, if you're going to do any type of parent dance, cake cutting, thank you speech, this is the time to do it. This is a good way to kind of start entertaining the guests and sort of start warming things up here for our dancing. So you can go right after this thing, segue right after one another. So right after toast, we'll go into any if you're doing any parent dances, we'll go into parent dances, then segue straight into the cake cutting. This is the perfect time for if our bride and groom want to make a thank you speech. This is the perfect time to put that in. You can let guests know that, definitely let guests know that you want them to party. A good way to kind of pick up the mood and let guests know we want them to have a good time. One cool thing we've learned that works really, really well, a lot of our photographers really like it, is asking everybody to come onto the dance floor for a group photo. This is the perfect way to get all the guests on the dance floor and then segue to an open dance session. So good way to get some awesome shots and segue to the open dance session. Normally throughout this time, we'll have an open dance floor session of about 20 to 30 minutes, and we can then break it up and give your guests a little bit of a break with the bouquet and garter toss. And once that is all done, Since it's a high energy event, we don't mind breaking up the dancing because bouquet and garter are high energy events. We normally don't like to break up the dancing with the cake cutting because it's a lower energy event. So we like to do this with the bouquet and the garter. So once those are done, we can then resume the open dance floor. Normally this will be about another hour of open dancing, hour and a half, depending on how the timeline is set up. And then, event concludes, we clean up. We normally just like to give our team about at least an hour for pack up. So whatever time you end, whatever the time the venue has told you, hey, all vendors need to be out by this time. We recommend, we like to get at least an hour for pack up. So that goes over the timeline, guys, and what we recommend that the order you follow, as well as the format. All these little notes that we put in here, definitely recommend you add them to this timeline. It'll greatly help the DJ, and this is an approved timeline for venues and vendors. So we've gotten feedback from every single one of our vendors and venues that they do approve this format of the timeline. They like it, so this is something that you can use and share with every single one of your vendors. So once you're done with the timeline and it's all set and good, you are fully done with it, you can go to view and you can go to print. So once you print it, you can print it, and then instead of printing it, you can put save as a PDF. And once you save it as a PDF, you can share that with everybody. So yeah, guys, so that goes over the timeline section of the planner. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Like I said, we're always here to help. So thanks again for selecting Excellence DJs, and we look forward to being a part of your special day. Have a good one, guys.